Last time, we saw how Bisola cared for her husband for 6 long years, only for him to leave her for another woman the moment he could walk again. But the story didn't end there. Today, in part 2, the past returns, secrets are revealed, and a shocking twist changes everything. Make sure you stay with me till the end, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss our powerful real life stories. It had been 8 months since Bisola's wedding to Kelechi. Life was peaceful. She managed a small events business now, and every morning she woke up to laughter instead of silence. One afternoon, her phone rang. Unknown number, the screen read. She almost ignored it, but something made her answer. Bisola. Her heart froze. It was Tunde. He sounded weak, coughing between words. I'm in trouble. I need to see you. Bisola's grip on the phone tightened. Tunde, whatever it is, it's not my problem anymore. I know I hurt you, he said, but please, I have nowhere else to go. That night, she lay awake beside Kelechi, staring at the ceiling. She had moved on, but the past had found her again, and it wasn't going away quietly. 2 days later, Tunde appeared at her workplace. She was arranging flowers for an event when she saw him at the door. Thinner clothes worn, beard overgrown. Bisola, please, he said loudly. I just need your help. Her employees froze, watching. This is my office, Tunde, she said firmly. You can't come here. But he didn't care. I made a mistake leaving you, he blurted out. That woman I married, she drained me and left. I was a fool. People in the shop began whispering. Bisola's cheeks burned. She felt anger and pity fighting inside her. Kelechi arrived minutes later, wrapping an arm protectively around her. Leave, he told Tunde. Now. Tunde's eyes narrowed. So, this is the man you replaced me with? Kelechi didn't answer. He just stepped forward, and Tunde finally walked away. But Bisola knew this wasn't the end. He started with text messages. You think you're better than me now? If you don't help me, I'll tell people things you don't want them to know. Bisola read them in disbelief. Lies. Things he would twist to make her look bad. One evening, she met him in a small cafe against her better judgment. Tunde leaned in. I can go online and destroy your name in one night. Bisola clenched her fists. You have nothing. He smirked. People believe what they want to believe. She left without saying another word, her hands shaking. That night, she deleted his number. But the fear stayed, because she knew men like Tunde didn't let go easily. Kelechi noticed her mood change. She was quieter, distracted. One Saturday afternoon, the truth came out in the worst way. They were at a supermarket when Tunde appeared in the aisle, blocking their path. So you're hiding behind your new man now? He said loudly. Kelechi's eyes flashed. What do you want? Tunde laughed. A little respect, and maybe some money to start fresh. Kelechi stepped closer. You lost the right to ask for anything the day you left her. People were staring now. Bisola felt her chest tighten. Kelechi took her hand. We're leaving. As they walked out, she realized something. She wasn't afraid for herself anymore. She was afraid Tunde's drama would poison the peace she had finally found. When Bisola told her family about Tunde's return, the reaction was sharp. Her brother slammed his hand on the table. We told you not to waste your life on him, and now, look, he's back to drag you down. Her mother frowned. You should have called the police the first day. But he's sick, Bisola said quietly. I can't just. Her sister interrupted. No, Bisola, you've done enough for him. If you help him now, you'll lose everything you've built. The room fell silent. That night, Kelechi held her close. You don't owe him anything, he whispered. But Bisola's heart was still torn. She had loved Tunde once deeply, and even betrayal couldn't erase the part of her that still felt compassion. Bisola agreed to meet Tunde one last time in public during the day. He sat at an outdoor cafe, looking weaker than before. I just need a small loan, he said. I'll pay you back. You know I can't do that, she replied. Tunde's voice dropped. If you walk away now, I'll make sure everyone thinks you abandoned me when I was sick. Bisola stared at him. You left me, Tunde. Remember? He didn't answer. Instead, he tried to hold her hand. She pulled away and left, but something in his eyes warned her this wasn't over. 3 nights later, Bisola heard a loud knock on her front gate. A man she had never seen before stood there, face hard, voice rough. Your friend Tunde owes us money. Big money. I'm not, she began, but he cut her off. You're his wife, aren't you? That means you can pay. Her stomach turned cold. I'm not his wife anymore. The man threw a paper at her face. You have 1 week. Kelechi came running, stepping between her and the stranger. If you come here again, you deal with the police. The man smirked and walked away, but Bisola's hands wouldn't stop shaking. Kelechi had had enough. The next morning, they went to the police station. They filed a report explaining the harassment and threats. Within days, Tunde was picked up. When Bisola saw him in the holding cell, he looked nothing like the man she once loved. Desperate, bitter, empty. This is what you wanted, he shouted. This is what you chose, she said quietly. For the first time in years, she felt no guilt, no pity, just peace. Tunde spent days in the cell. No one came to bail him out. With Tunde out of their lives, Bisola and Kelechi decided to take a break from Lagos. They traveled to Abuja for a month, exploring new places, laughing like teenagers, building memories that weren't stained by the past. One evening, as they watched the sunset from their hotel balcony, Bisola whispered, Do you ever wonder what would have happened if I never met you? Kelechi smiled. Then I would have spent my life looking for you. She rested her head on his shoulder, letting the warmth of his words wash away the last pieces of her old life. Back in Lagos, Bisola was invited to speak at a women's seminar. She stood on stage, looking at the faces of wives, daughters, and mothers. I once believed that love meant staying, no matter how much it hurts. But love without respect is not love at all. Her voice was steady, her heart light. I learned that walking away from what breaks you is not weakness, it's strength. The audience clapped, some wiping tears. In that moment, Bisola knew she hadn't just survived. She had risen, and this time, she wasn't going to fall again. It had been 3 months since Bisola last heard Tunde's name. Life with Kelechi was peaceful. She was finally sleeping through the night. Then, one rainy morning, an envelope arrived. Inside was a short handwritten note. Bisola, I am in the hospital. Please, see me one last time. Tunde. Her hands trembled. She almost tore the paper and threw it away. But something in the shaky handwriting stopped her. That evening, she told Kelechi. His jaw tightened. You don't owe him anything. I know, she said. But if I don't go, I'll always wonder. The next day, she walked into the hospital room and froze. Tunde was thin, pale, his once proud face now hollow. Tubes ran from his arms, his eyes filled with tears when he saw her. I don't have long, he whispered. There's something you need to know. Bisola didn't expect what came next. Tunde's voice was weak, breaking between coughs. The woman I left you for, she had a baby, a little girl. Bisola's brows furrowed. And? She's mine, he said. But when the money finished, she left. She abandoned the baby at an orphanage. Bisola stared at him, shocked. And you did nothing. I was broke, sick. I couldn't even take care of myself. But now, please, Bisola, go see her. Don't let her grow up thinking nobody wants her. Her heart twisted. This was the same man who had left her to rot in pain, yet now He was asking her to save a child tied to that betrayal. Before she could respond, a nurse entered with a small figure hiding behind her leg. Big brown eyes, thin frame, curly hair tied in two tiny puffs. Her name is Ada, the nurse said softly. That night, Bisola couldn't sleep. Kelechi sat beside her. You're thinking about the child. Yes, she admitted. It's not her fault. She didn't choose this. But Bisola, Kelechi said gently, taking her in. That's a big step. And she's his blood. I know, Bisola whispered. But she's also an innocent life. She thought about her own years of suffering, how it felt to be abandoned. She imagined little Ada facing the same. The next morning, she visited the orphanage. The building was old, the paint peeling, the children playing with broken toys. Ada ran to her immediately, holding her leg. Something inside Bisola broke and healed at the same time. But as she held the child close, one question burned in her mind. Could she truly love and protect a part of Tunde's past without reopening her own wounds? For days, Bisola visited Ada at the orphanage. They played simple games, drew pictures, shared biscuits. Every time she left, Ada would cling to her dress and whisper, "Come back tomorrow." But at home, the tension grew. "Bisola," Kelechi said one evening, "I see how much you care for her, but she's his child. Every day you see her, you'll be reminded of him." Bisola looked down. "Yes, but I'll also be reminded of who I am. I won't punish a child for an adult's sins." Kelechi was silent. He could see the fire in her eyes, the same strength that had carried her through 6 years of pain. She was standing between two worlds, the peace she had built and the compassion that still lived in her heart. And soon, she would have to choose. One rainy afternoon, Bisola walked into the orphanage with a decision made. Ada ran into her arms. "Auntie Bisola," she giggled. Bisola knelt down. "How would you like to come live with me?" Ada's smile lit up the dim room. When Bisola told Kelechi, he took a deep breath. "If you take her in, I'll love her too. But I need to know, this is about the child, not him." Bisola touched his hand. "It's about breaking the cycle. She will never feel unwanted the way I did." That night, Ada slept in her new bed, a small pink room filled with toys and warmth. Bisola stood by the doorway, tears in her eyes. She wasn't just loving Ada, she was healing herself. 2 weeks later, Tunde passed away quietly in the hospital. No grand speeches, no public apologies, just silence. When Bisola heard the news, she closed her eyes, whispered a short prayer, and moved on. She didn't attend the burial. Months passed. Ada grew healthier, happier. One evening, as the sun dipped low, she called out, "Mommy!" Bisola froze, then turned. "Yes, my love?" Ada ran into her arms, giggling. In that moment, Bisola realized something. Life had brought her pain, betrayal, and heartbreak, but it had also brought her a new kind of love. She had not only survived, she had rebuilt. And sometimes, the best revenge is not hatred. It's creating a life so full of joy, the past becomes powerless. If this story touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories about love, family, and life lessons. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Thank you for watching.